We are going to cover the new Facebook ads experience. So we're just going to dive into a couple of different ad campaign types, walk through how to create it, the different intricacies and different options that you have, and also where you can manage those ad campaigns, track your leads, your new contacts, and everything that's associated with that new applet. So I'm going to dive right in and share my screen. And okay, can everyone see my screen? Good. Okay. So to start out, so of course you can see I'm in Command, but you're going to click into that megaphone icon for campaigns to get started. And the first thing that you're going to want to do with if you want to run a ad campaign is you want to make sure that your Facebook account is connected. And even if you have Instagram, that's all going to get connected through setting up and connecting your Facebook account. And that's going to be probably the first thing that you see when you click into paid ads. So you can either click into paid ads here, you can click on paid ad quick start here, or click on create campaign. So when you hit create campaign, you're going to choose what type of campaign you want to run. So you'll see paid ad is the fourth option there. So I'm going to click on that. And that is going to jump me into kind of a new screen. It's going to look way different than Command. So it's kind of got its own hub where you can manage those campaigns. So typically when you first log in here, it's going to prompt you to connect your Facebook account. It's going to kind of give you a little bit of an introductory screen, pop-up screen. I can't remember the exact details since I've done this a few weeks ago, but it will prompt you to connect that Facebook page. You will also notice over on the left-hand side here is kind of just all of your different tools and sections of the campaigns, the ad campaigns. If you click on Facebook pages, this is also where you can go in and click on link a Facebook page, and then it's just going to prompt you to connect your Facebook pages, your business pages. So keep in mind, you do have to have a Facebook business page in order to connect it. Facebook does not allow you to do any paid ad campaigns without a business page. And so I also get a lot of questions like, oh, I don't want to connect my personal page. It may look like you're connecting your personal page, but it's only because that's the account that you log into Facebook. And then shortly after that, you're going to select what business pages you want to select. And you'll also notice I've got 2 business pages selected here. So you can select multiple Facebook business pages to run different ads on.
And then also, Lindsey mentioned when the first time you come into the new campaigns experience, you get a pop-up. If you don't see that pop-up the first time you come in, you want to make sure you disable your pop-up blocker. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect Facebook. So that's like your check to make sure that Facebook will be able to connect, is if you see that like take a tour here, you know, or whatever that pop-up says. So if you see that, you should be able to connect.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. And you'll also see if you do have multiple pages, you can set a default page, you can change it. But it should be a pretty simple process with connecting that page. And if you do run into any issues, just reach out to Kathleen or myself and we'll help you walk through that. I think the biggest issue that we've seen, not such an issue, but just like the roadblocks that we see, if you aren't able to connect, is if you aren't you know, a true admin on your team page. So just make sure that you're an actual admin on the Facebook account or the Facebook business page, and then you'll be able to connect it here. All right, so I'm going to click back into the dashboard here. So that's going to be the screen that it takes you to when you first click into this. And this dashboard, it's going to show me all of the different ad campaign types that I can start creating. So you'll notice that everything's titled something different here. So it's more so geared towards what type of ad do you want to create? Is it a listing ad where you're promoting a single image or a video? Is it a listing ad where you're doing a multi-image carousel? Or is it a multi-listing ad where you're highlighting multiple different listings? Or is it a non-listing ad where you're just promoting an image that you've created? Maybe you're advertising an event, or you're just doing more of a brand awareness, post or ad campaign. Or maybe you created a video about your business, or, something else that you're promoting with your real estate business. Same thing down here, attracting sellers, buyers, recruiting. And then you also want to look at, you've got this little section here. It says includes Facebook lead form. So you've got these lead form ads, and then you've got traffic ads. So it'll tell you, okay, so these are all very similar. If you've done the ads, the paid ads prior to this update, this is very similar to what you're probably used to, where you're using Facebook's lead generation form. So if someone scrolls through on Facebook and they see your ad and they click on learn more, they're going to get a pop-up, and it's going to be auto-filled with their information that Facebook already has. So their name, their email, their phone number. They can choose to click OK, or they can exit out of it. So that just means you don't get the lead. If they click OK, then that lead automatically funnels directly into your command database, and it's going to show up in command. You're going to get that lead notification email, and that's how you capture that lead. But then it also routes them to whatever URL you're sending them to, whether it's your website, a Google form, whatever it is. So that's what that Facebook lead generation form is. That typically, you can typically expect to have at least a few leads from that, just because it's a little bit more of a direct funnel into, your database. The consumer doesn't actually have to type anything in if they don't want to. They're really just clicking OK, and it's kind of like, okay, sure, whatever. And you get that lead. So we typically see more leads through those ad options. And then the ones down here are those traffic ads. So you're not necessarily sending them to, Facebook. Some of these are Google ads. The little icon right here, that upside down V, that is the Google Display Network. And so with those traffic ads, you're sending it to both Facebook, Instagram, and the Google Display Network, meaning you're sending your ad to any Google owned website, such as YouTube, Gmail, and it could be various other different websites. So you're getting a little bit more exposure by doing some of these ad campaigns. And that's going to bypass that Facebook lead generation form, and you're just sending them directly to whatever URL you're entering. So your website, a Google form, maybe you're sending them to another, form that they're filling out. HomeBot is one of those. So you've got a lot of different options here, you guys. So to start out, I am going to go ahead and click into one of these at the top here that includes the Facebook lead form. So we'll go through at least 2 ad campaigns today. And I'm just going to choose the very first option. So maybe I want to advertise the listing. I'm just going to upload one photo and advertise it. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to prompt me to select my Facebook page. So I just want to make sure that I'm selecting the right one that I want to run it on. So listings, this is where I'm going to add that listing. So you can click on where it says, please add your listings. This section is new. So in my opinion, it's a little bit easier to find a listing now. And where it says column to filter, so you can filter by a few different things. I would filter either by address or by listing agent. And so I went in the MLS and I wanted to find a new listing here. And I saw that Melissa Bradley has a new listing. I think it's in West Bend. So I'm going to search by the listing agent. Okay, maybe not. Let's see, maybe, I think I got the listing agent right. Yep. I'm going to search by the address then. So let me try this. So I'm going to search by this listing. I'm going to do address. Maybe it's such a new listing that it's not feeding in yet. Okay. Let's try that one more time. All right, guys, I'm gonna grab a different listing. I'm just gonna go to this one. It's still active. I'm gonna try this one instead. Oh, nope, there it is. Never mind. So just didn't want as much information. So I removed the
Yeah, I've definitely found that less is more when you're entering in the addresses.
and that's
so
funny. I used to think you had to literally search by Wisconsin or West Bend, Wisconsin in order to find it. So I guess this is a little different than what I'm used to, is like Kathleen said, less is more with the address.
And then also make sure if you have like the long address, like S65W, whatever, like make sure there's no space in between there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we have a lot of those. Okay. So you'll notice too that you've got a lot of different fields to kind of look at when you're adding that. Okay, so I just checked it off and then I'm going to hit done. So now there's that listing. It's going to auto populate that main image right there. And then next, I'm going to choose my targeting. So I have the option of either doing the listing location. So I can target the West Bend area. And I also have a radius. So you're going to have a radius of between 15 miles and 50 miles. So you'll notice that you can edit that. So maybe I want to, get a really big reach there. But otherwise I'll just do, let's just say 15 miles of that listing address. You also have the option of choosing custom location. And the really cool thing about this is that you can now choose up to 10 locations by selecting either a zip code or a city. So if I wanted to just type in very specific locations, I could do West Bend. Maybe I want to do, more on the North Shore side and just do like Cedarburg. Then maybe I want to do even more south, and let's just do Germantown. So, and again, you can do up to 10 zip codes or cities here. And that's going to be a 15-mile radius of each of those that you enter in here. All right, so then once you're satisfied with the targeting, you're going to go down to media type. So you'll see that main image from the MLS is automatically pulling in here. I can choose a different image from the MLS. I will say, I wish the thumbnail was a little bit bigger, but at least you can hover over these and then see that image larger. So if you wanted to change that out, you can do so. You can choose a different image. Maybe I want that second image that's a little bit more head on. If you have a video, of the property, you can upload that as well. Just keep in mind, I think it has to be under 90 megabytes. And I think, yeah, it'll say that right here. So then you would just upload that from your computer if you had that video. I've noticed with the preview, sometimes it lags, like if you click between image and video. So just keep that in mind, but it did update again. And then you've got text. So you'll notice that it already has some text in here. And anything that you see with a circle around it with an X, that just means that it's that merge field. So where it says city, it's going to put West Bend. And you'll notice that in the preview right here. So here's my body text that I can edit. And then here's the preview, the result of that. So it says beautiful new home in West Bend, just listed at $389,900. So that's where I've got that city, that price. It's auto-populating in there based on the information from the MLS. The headline, same thing, address right there. But I can edit this. So the really cool thing, you'll notice if you hover over this text box, I've got the option to add emojis, or I've got this little magic wand. If I click that, that's the AI feature now within ad campaigns. So I can write with AI. So if I wanted to change the style, I could just go in here and play around with that. I can also refresh this and just have AI write me something different for my body text. So this just came up with, okay, this delightful 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath home offers modern updates combined with classic charm, sits on a 0.92 acre lot, blah, 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 blah. Great. Awesome. Cool. Well, maybe I want that to sound a little bit more vibrant. So I can change that. Okay. All right. Perfect for entertaining. Enjoy the spacious living room, cozy fireplace. All right. Well, maybe let me move my zoom toolbar. Maybe I want it to be a little bit more emotional. Maybe I want to pull at people's heartstrings a little bit with this home. Okay. This home offers the perfect opportunity to experience luxury living in an idyllic setting. Oh, yes. Lovely. But maybe it's not really luxury living for $389,000. I don't know. That doesn't really sound exactly what I need. But like I am doing here, you guys can play around with it. You can even refresh this and have it write something different. Once you're satisfied with that, go ahead and hit apply. And then that's going to update the preview as well.
So keep in mind when you're using AI that AI does not understand fair housing, and it will literally make up whatever words it wants to. So you're going to have to really just make sure you comb through these. And I will say that Facebook is pretty much going to flag anything if you mention school, like period. Like it's going to not show your ads. So even this where it just says that it's close to schools, I would still take that out just because I don't think Facebook really likes any mention of schools in my experience.
There we go. All right, same thing with the headline. So we can change that. Again, hit what suggest with AI. It's going to come up with something completely different. And maybe I just want to do, and one thing too with these ads is do not include the price. Do not include the entire property address. Someone could see this ad and go directly to Zillow and search for that home. So you want to make it a teaser, just give them a little something that piques their interest. One photo, and I'm going to say charming 4-bedroom home in West Bend. That's plenty of information. Again, just give them a little bit of a preview about this home, pique their interest, make them click on that learn more button. And again, don't do a price. Maybe don't even do like 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, because that might rule people out. You want people to see more information about that home. All right. So once you're done personalizing that text, you're going to scroll down to that post lead submission destination. So because of the type of ad that I selected, if someone clicks on this learn more button, that Facebook lead generation form is going to appear. Once they click on OK, then it's going to take them to whatever URL you are entering in here. So if it's any sort of listing ad, I would direct people to that listing on your website. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your website. And I'm going to find this listing. Stay tuned for some training on the new agent sites. If you notice that mine's a little bit different, it's because it's been updated, but very similar functionality. My search is front and center. I think I still have that. Nope, that was the other one. Let me grab that address. 3092 Mile View. Where is that? Did I not keep putting it? All right, so I'm going to search for that address on my website. Hello. There we go. All right, so here is, I have all of the property photos that I can scroll through. I've got all of the information about that property. This is branded to you as the agent because it's your website. And so that's the link that I want to send people to. So I'm just going to go up to the top of my screen, find that URL. I'm just going to click on it. It should highlight the whole thing. Copy that. Go back to my ad. All right, that URL. Go ahead and remove that HTTPS. It's already going to be copied in the link that I have. So I'm going to do paste. And then it's going to verify it. Just make sure that it's a legit link that it needs, and we should be good. You can always click on preview URL just to make sure that link is working properly and it's linking to exactly what you want to send people to. So that will open up again and then showcase that listing. Don't know why that's so blurry, but it should load the listing again. It's the same link. There we go. All right, so that's good. Lead settings. So very similar to what you could do before. You can still auto tag and automatically add any leads that you get from this ad to a smart plan. So I'm going to use my drop down. This is going to show me any of my current tags that I have in my system, but I can just start typing something to add something new. So maybe I want to do Facebook ad, or just add, and then maybe I'll put the specific property address. So maybe I'll do, yeah, Mile Road. Add Mile View Road. And then I'll create as new tag. There we go. And you can add multiple tags. So again, this is what happens when the contact funnels directly into your database. They automatically get tagged with whatever you put in here. Then same with smart plans. So you do have to add the smart plan from the library first before you create the ad campaign. So if you have been using like a Facebook follow-up or ad follow-up smart plan, you'll be able to go in here and select that smart plan that you want to set them up on. So I think I probably have one in here. So there we go. So let's just say, the lead comes in, I want them automatically added to that smart plan. So maybe that first step is I get a task that I need to call them, or an email sends out immediately once they come into my database. So I would just recommend, if you have never done an ad campaign before, or if you haven't really done smart plans, and you want to run some ads, go into the smart plan library, search for Facebook ads, and you'll find a ton of different options in there, and kind of look through what the steps are included. You can also create your own follow-up smart plan as well. So if you would prefer to send an email to them right away and then follow up a day or two later with a phone call, and then a day or two later with another email or a text message, you can create that, and that could be your follow-up plan. All right, so that's your lead settings. And then you've got compliance. So that DBA logo override, that's just doing business as, that's the KW logo. You can choose custom and upload, like if you have your own logo, you can do that. But really, I wouldn't worry too much about this. You don't need that ownership statement. I believe the logo just shows up kind of in the corner there. Same thing with that ownership statement. And typically that's like each office is independently owned and operated. But again, don't worry about that. You don't have to include it. All right. So once I'm satisfied with everything, and again, make sure you're looking at that preview. Make sure that that looks how exactly you want it to. I'm going to proceed to the last step. So this is where you're going to set the duration. So you can start an ad campaign on the same day. So it's going to allow me to set it up for today, the 14th. It will say once you publish, it can take up to 24 hours to launch. Facebook still needs to review and approve that ad. Like Kathleen said, there may be fair housing issues with your text. That's what they're doing, is they're reviewing that. And then you've got your end date. So you'll notice if I only want to run an ad for a couple days, this budget will also kind of reset based on the duration. You won't be able to do a budget of only, let's say, if I want to run it 2 days, it looks like I have to spend at least $20. Let's try 15. Oh, no, not 15,000. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me try this. Okay. So it looks like I have to do at least 15. I can't do 10. If I do anything less than 15, it says you are not currently meeting the minimum spend per day. So these platforms do have a minimum spend requirement. And the system will tell you that. So you won't be able to only spend $2 on this ad. You will have to, it looks like, spend at least $15. But the nice thing is that you can spend as much as you want. So if you want to put, $65 towards the ad campaign, run it for, let's just say through the weekend. So your daily spend is $16.25. So it'll tell you all of that info there. You can enter in your billing details here. So you just add your credit card. It does save it, so you don't have to enter that every single time. Promotional codes. So if you have any credits, let's say you stopped an ad, and those credits are then just, that money is credited back to your account. If you cancel an ad campaign or you stop it, you will see those credits in there that you can use for future ad campaigns. So once you're satisfied with that, and again, just review some of these things, the program name, I would recommend editing that. So if you're running a bunch of ad campaigns, you want to kind of title it something more specific towards, that listing or what that ad is all about. So I would go in there and edit this. So I would do Mile View Road, new listing. Okay. So something along those lines. Verify that's the right Facebook page, the right listing, preview that ad one more time, and click on Purchase Now. Keep in mind with these new ads, there is not a save as a draft option. So you either, if you click back, I'm going to lose the work that I did. So just keep that in mind. If you're not ready to purchase now, you could just leave this screen up and then go back to it. But I would just, if you do plan on doing an ad, just know that I would recommend just kind of going in there, completing everything, and then purchasing right away. All right. Any questions so far? I know there was a couple in the chat. I don't know if Kathleen if you were able to answer those.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, cool. So just to show you guys kind of the rest of the dashboard here, or your options on the left-hand side. So you'll notice that you've got a few different tabs. So you've got attract buyers and sellers, branding, dynamic listing, or dynamic real estate ads, and listings. So based on the type of ad campaign that you are running, when you do create an ad campaign and you want to track those, the click rate and your leads and all of that, you'll click into all of these different sections here. So if I did a listing ad and I click on programs, I'm going to see any of those past ad campaigns in here. So I can see, some of those details. I can click on it. And then I'm going to see, okay, oh, this ad I ran from August 16th through the 18th. I spent $15. This is where I ran it. I only got 5 clicks. I got 486 views. I did not get any leads. I spent $2.30 cost per click. Again, I didn't get any leads, so there's no cost per lead. And then the click-through rate was at just over 1%. I can preview that ad. So this is exactly what it looked like on Facebook. Got a little bit of engagement there. But that's where I'm going to be able to.
Do you know how much it is?
How much, what is?
If you did get a lead, what was the cost per lead if you did get one? Do you know what that might run?
Based on, so if I spent $15, if I got one lead, I guess, I don't know. I'm bad at math. Kathleen, would you know that?
So if you are like actually advertising a listing, I've found that your cost per lead is usually around like $2.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Kathleen. All right. Any other questions on that? Where to find those ads once you start running them? And you'll notice too, up at the top, if this ad was still running, I would be able to either edit the ad or I can cancel it as well. So that's where you would do that. Okay. So then I'm going to click back to the dashboard. I'm just going to show you guys a couple of differences with some of these other ad campaigns. So I'm going to choose one of these down here. I'm going to choose this listing ad campaign, which displays on both Facebook and Instagram, as well as the Google Display Network. So I'm going to choose that one, and you'll see that they're very similar. There's maybe just 1 or 2 differences. So again, I've got my Facebook page. I can add the listing. I'm just going to see if it comes up at the listing address or the agent. I'm going to just search by her last name and just see if that makes a difference. Yeah. So that did make a difference. Although she's got a popular last name, but here's her listing right here. All right, so I'm going to select the same listing again. Targeting, again, listing location, custom location. Custom location is where you can enter up to 10 zip codes or cities. There is a target my database option. That one isn't as popular just because with your database, you have to have at least 100 contacts that you're targeting, and the email address that you have entered has to match what they have in their Facebook account. So just keep that in mind if you want to do that, but it is an option. All right, so this time I'm just going to keep it at listing location, and one I'll just do maybe 25 miles. All right, and then we've got the text. You'll notice that you don't have the emoji option for these traffic ads, but you do have that AI option here. So for whatever reason, I think it's maybe Google then that doesn't want emojis in their ad campaigns. But I can click on this again, suggest with AI. And I'm just going to delete some of this text. There's updates in classic charm on a peaceful acre lot. Okay, great. With Kathleen's suggestion, I removed the school. And then I'm going to not include the address. And then maybe I literally just leave it at that, and I don't even say it's in West Bend. And then people definitely want to click and see, okay, where is this located? It's going to pique their interest. And again, I'm going to remove that. And maybe you're holding an open house for this listing and you just want to do open house 9/16 2 to 4 p.m. And so just keep in mind the placement. Don't put too much text here. Try and keep it as simple as possible. And you will see your character limit here under each text field. So if I want to choose a different image, I can do that as well. If I want to highlight more of like, if it's got an updated kitchen, maybe I would do that instead. You can always upload a custom image as well. So if you have a different image that you want to utilize, you can do so right here. And you're just going to grab that from your computer. Destination URL, same thing. Go to your website, find it in there. And this is also going to be where like you might not be advertising a listing. Maybe you're promoting an event and you want to get signups. You can link to a Google form. Maybe a different page on your website, maybe one of your blog posts on your website. So it does not have to be, just a listing ad campaign. Like you can do an ad campaign for really anything and then link it to whatever makes sense. All right, so there's that URL. Compliance again, I'm just going to leave that as is. Proceed to the last step. Oh, what do I need? Oh, see, this is interesting. No exclamation marks are allowed. So that must be a Google thing. All right. So then proceed to the last step. One other thing I'm going to show you guys. So you'll notice that I can see the preview on Facebook, and then I can also see the preview from Google. So it's going to look a little bit different. So it also shows you previews shown are examples and don't include all possible formats. So it still could get formatted a little bit different. So that's why it's not showing some of these things. All right, and then proceed to the last step again. And this is going to be pretty consistent. You're going to set your duration and your budget. Credit card, purchase. And again, I would rename this because this is a little too generic. Mile View Road, Facebook and Google ad. Great. And that's it. Any other questions? I'm going to click back into dashboard. You will be able to click into any of your ads to see the specific leads that you got per ad campaign. So you'd be able to see them in here, scroll down, see them here. You also have a tab for contacts up here. So that's where it basically pulls in any ad that you've done, any leads that you've gotten from any ad campaign. You're going to see under this section here. I'm just a bad example. I haven't gotten any leads from my one ad. Your media library as well, any ads, any designs that you've created in your command account, any images that you've uploaded into an ad campaign will also show here. So those are all of your options here in that toolbar. All right, Kathleen, did I miss anything? Is there anything that anyone has questions on? Is there another ad type that you've done that you have questions on that we didn't go over?
I just want to make one quick comment. The whole point of Facebook ads is to not actually promote a listing. You're not going to sell a listing through Facebook ads. The point of the Facebook ads is for lead generation, to gather the contact information of people that are maybe likely to buy or sell a house in the future. So I would encourage everybody to run as many Facebook ads as they can, and you are free to use any of the listings in the office to run those ads. So, take a look at what neighborhoods do you want to do business in, and start running ads for every listing that pops up in that area. This is all about building your database. This is not about selling a listing. The likelihood of you selling a listing because of a Facebook ad is very, very slim. So really just use this as a lead generation technique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And I love the point that Kathleen made. I mean, we talked about kind of owning a neighborhood a few months ago, and I think it was maybe with the open house playbook. But then we talked about how you can utilize Facebook ad campaigns to, really establish yourself as a neighborhood expert, and grabbing, if there's a listing that goes on the market down the road from you, reach out to that listing agent, say, hey, can I advertise this listing through a Facebook ad? And I don't think anyone's going to say no to that. And that way you can kind of just set yourself up as that market expert and that neighborhood expert. And hey, about this listing, and maybe you're holding the open house for it too, and you're advertising that. So yeah, a lot of opportunity there.
And if you are going to hold an open house, I would start running the ad like almost a week before, and just make sure you put the open house date and time at the top of the ad so that people know, and then still make them click through though to find out where that open house is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
So,
Go ahead.
a quick question. If we are running someone else's ad and it's a KW ad, do I need to ask them permission to run it, whether it's a KW agent or not?
I thought you did, Kathleen. Do you?
So you technically do have permission to run ads based on listings that are with our office. You definitely do not if it's outside of Keller Williams. You still need permission. I think it's a common courtesy though to at least let the agent know you'll be running some ads on their listing. And I had this discussion with a couple people the other day, is I'd be a little cautious if you're going over like $1 million price point with ads. There might be some sensitivity with the sellers in regarding marketing their property. So those are, in the higher price points, I would definitely just be having conversations with the listing agent before I moved forward. But I know personally, like if I had a 350 listing in Waukesha, I would want all hands on deck promoting it for me.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Question. I asked, do you hear me?
yeah.
I asked by chat about why you not recommend to put the address and the price. If I watching ad and I didn't see in another side, I mean, if I didn't see the location and I look it for and the price for my budget, maybe I am pass. I will pass this ad, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's more so you want to pique someone's interest. You want someone to click, what other reason is there for them to click on learn more? If you're giving them the full address, the price, the bedroom, bathroom count, if you're giving them multiple photos to scroll through, why would they need to click learn more? They've already learned more. And they may have already been, in their mind excluding that listing because, oh, it's only a 3-bedroom, I'm looking for a 4, or that price, oh, it's way over my budget, or I can just grab that address and search for it on Zillow or realtor.com. I don't need to click learn more and view your website. Like, I don't need to fill out any forms. I can just go to Zillow and look at all of the photos. So that's why.
And I mean, I honestly, Mac, like, I would just encourage you to run it how you feel might be best. And maybe try a couple different ways. This one you gave the address, but this one you gave the price, and see what you're getting more engagement on. These are just kind of some of the little tips and tricks we've picked up. And I'm not saying like an ad won't work if you put the address and the price, right? Like, you're still going to get people to click on the ad. It's, just how much do you want people clicking on the ad? And I think it's okay to experiment. I mean, we're talking putting 15 or 20 bucks to the ad, right? So I would say try them a couple of different ways and just see what kind of works for you.
Okay.
Another.
Question.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead, Mac.
Okay. If I don't have, like me, I'm new, I don't have listing yet. Can I put personal ad, like presentation for me or something like that?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to do more of a branding ad. It doesn't have to be listing based. That's where you see all of those different ad campaign options on that dashboard. So if you're not advertising a listing, but you're just doing more brand awareness ad, then yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just direct people to, like, maybe just get more awareness on your Facebook page, you can have kind of a more basic image, with your name and contact information, or just like what you're all about, and then run an ad that way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just going to mention too, I know another agent was kind of experimenting with doing like 2 different ad campaigns, one with the Facebook lead generation form and one with more of that traffic ad. And he was going to compare the results with both of those just to see how both performed. But for example, the one ad that I ran was promoting one of our 5 and 5s that Willis does in our office. And that was more of a kind of a brand awareness. It was pointing to our YouTube channel just to get more clicks. So it was, my goal with that ad wasn't really necessarily to get leads into my database. It was just to get more views on that video. So you can kind of think of it that way as well. There's a ton of different options. There's really no limit to what kind of ad you can run here.
Okay. Question. You today you went through command to add in the Facebook. Can I do that without command through my business Facebook page?
You can. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can absolutely run an ad campaign through just logging into Facebook and going into probably like your Meta business suite and running the ad campaign there. Okay. Yep.
Just be aware that any leads you generate will not automatically be inputted into command. So if you wanted to put them on any sort of follow-up, you're going to be basically manually inputting them back into command. So I think that's the major advantage of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think it's more simplified in command too. I'm
asking for something else, not for real estate.
Oh, sure. Okay. But I mean, if you could technically use your command account and run an ad campaign and not have it be about real estate either. It's your command account. You can use it however you want.
Okay.
So. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.